Hello there. So here we have yet another misrepresentation by this guy. And I still claim every time I see an article come out, this one is by knews.com, anytime they either by ignorance or deliberate misleading of people to try to present that the United States Army and the Army National Guard are one and the same is absolute incorrect. So my complaint was this guy, to a public crowd of people that I saw with my own eyes and heard with my own ears, he told a crowd of people that he served in the United States Army for 25 years. He never served one day in the United States Army, which is a completely different branch than the Army National Guard. I served in both branches. I served 4 years in the National Guard, and then I also served in the United States Army. I would never claim my years in the Army National Guard as having served in the United States Army, because that would be a lie. That would be stolen valor. That would be falsely claiming to have served in a branch that I never served in. If you are somebody who has served in the military, then you would be familiar with the form that's called DD-214. And on a DD-214, you will not ever see that a National Guardsman time of service in Army National Guard has been served in the United States Army. Even if you're deployed for longer than 6 consecutive months, you do have some benefits as a veteran as having served consecutive 6 months, but you will still be considered a deployed National Guardsman, not a United States soldier, not a United States Army soldier. You will still be considered a Army National Guard deployed soldier who was activated, and he was activated to serve in Italy and claimed to have served and carried weapons in war, which he was never in a war zone, ever. And I was in Italy. I served in Europe. And no, that is not a war zone. Now, maybe during World War II, it was a war zone, but this man never served in war. He claimed he did. He claimed he retired as a command sergeant major, which he did not, because he did not complete that training and what was required for him to be able to retire with that rank, but yet he claimed it anyway. So here's yet another claim. He said they had to call this guy out. The Nebraska Chamber of Commerce had to call this guy out because he was falsely claiming to have received awards from that Chamber of Commerce. And of course, Harris minimizes his, he knows better. And he did it while he was running for Congress in Minnesota for the first time. The website mentioned at the time that his work with the business community earned him an award for the organization. So in a letter addressed to him on November 1st, 2006, the president of the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce, Barry Kennedy, contested his claims. Here's what the letter said. We researched this matter and can confirm that you have not been a recipient of any award from the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce. I'm not going to draw a conclusion about your intentions by including this line in your biography. However, we respectfully request that you remove any reference to our organization, as it could be considered an endorsement of your candidacy, and it should be pointed out that the United States Chambers of Commerce has endorsed your opponent, Congressman Gil Gutnick, for his support of small business issues. So, several United States Army veterans, I am one of those, have claimed that this 60-year-old had embellished his military career for the sake of political gain, which I do make that claim, but it wasn't just that he claimed that he served at war. It was that he claimed to have served in the United States Army for 25 years because he knows that it is more respectful to a crowd of people who are voters, having served an entire career. And, when you serve in the United States Army, you're active duty, you're full-time, and it's a lifestyle, and it's a commitment, and it's like you don't get the freedoms you do when you work. When I was in the National Guard, I worked jobs, I went to college, I did what I want, and then I do my weekend time, and then my, 2 weeks field training or whatever. I did go overseas once, but, it was just a completely different lifestyle than having served active duty in the military. It is so much more demanding, and it is so much harder on families and dependents, and it's very demanding. And so for him to claim that he served active duty for 25 years, knowing he's misleading the crowd of people who are voters, it was just egregious. And so I'm still calling him out for that. And that was my concern because, not just, and then he claimed to be a command sergeant major. It's just bad. And so now there's this other thing, and he's doing it during a time of election. But the time that I saw the video where he was claiming to have served 25 years, there's not even an apology for that. Like, he's not even acknowledging that Harris hasn't even said, oh, he misspoke on that too, It's just like, oh my goodness. So anyways, but it makes me sad that they're trying to cause divisions between veterans, because veterans, look, if somebody from my party, yes, I'm a conservative Republican, okay, if somebody from my party did the same thing that he's doing, I'd call him out. I would call him out. Like, I don't care that you're running for my party. It's just like right is wrong, right is right, and wrong is wrong. And what he did is wrong. So please don't stick up for him and defend him just because he's from a party that you're voting for. Okay, I don't judge you because of whatever party that you're in. Let's just be respectful. The United States Army veterans, for him to sit there and say that he served 25 long years in a branch that he was never, ever employed by is just beyond egregious. So that's it for this one. Hope you have a good day. Bye.